Hello, hi there gorgeous Leos. Happy New Year to you and welcome to my channel. My name is Bella and most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic, and how I do all of my readings is with the help of my spirit guides. If you'd like to know more about me and my services, you can just look at the links below. All of my readings start from as little as $4.99. You can catch me on my Instagram app for instant chat, or you can get my mini video service or have a live Skype call with me. So, Happy New Year again, and for those of you who are returning, thank you for subscribing. Again, please do comment, do share, do like. Also, I just want to jump straight in there because, like last year, guys, you had a very interesting year. I love reading for Leos because it's a bit like reading a bit like a novel or like some sort of soap opera, particularly last year. But I do know for a fact that a lot of you don't want this year to be very sort of repetitive in terms of it turning out to be yet another kind of soap opera. I feel here that you'll have a better year this year. But let's just say here, the beginnings of it is interesting, let's say. So let's just see what my guides want me to pass on to you so that you're aware of what to expect when it comes to your love life. They're saying here, so they really want to focus first of all for those of you who are in, let's say, a triangle situation. I mean, I could also say here, you might not know you're in a triangle situation also, but my guides are focusing on those that are in a triangle situation, particularly if you are in a relationship with somebody or wanting to have a relationship with somebody who has another partner and you are fully aware that they are with somebody else. I feel here, and I also want to express on that it feels to me that also something has either happened where you have maybe engaged very recently in being part of that dynamic, i.e. that you've just become involved with somebody who's got somebody else. But I also have to say, if it has been that quick, it's as quick as it gets found out by somebody, because I get here basically you judging yourself, you judging the situation, other people also judging you, judging the situation. So there's a real kind of be careful if you're in that dynamic, because it feels to me that if it is secret, it doesn't remain a secret. Now, this secret could come out because you spilt the beans as well, but be prepared for a little bit of drama and a little bit of judgment from all angles, not just from yourself, from the other person, you know, it's like tongues wagging quite a lot. But also it feels to me, especially because some of you may have met this person through work kind of contact, that if that's the case, it's also work colleagues. It's like the something has happened. It could also be because, you know, we just had Christmas. It could be that you've had a Christmas fling and people have found out about it. Be careful, because I feel here some paranoia about what the outcome will be because of that dynamic, and hopefully we can touch on that in a minute. So that's the first thing I wanted to just throw out there if you're in that type of connection. If you're not, then the other thing that's coming out is about sort of, if you're single in particular, watching about your thought forms, and that in this year, my guides are clearly saying the energy is not conducive for negative thinking. Negative thinking will get you nowhere, Leos. It's asking you to really start focusing on this magical ability that Leos have in particular about manifesting things quite well, and needing to change your vibration and your thought forms to do that. So there's a real thing about, you know, sometimes I call it like the 2000 or the New Year hangover. You kind of get into January, which feels like a bit like a non-month, expecting something wonderful to happen, and then it feels the same. Now, it feels with some of you Leos, you may be carrying that energy over when you're thinking, well, nothing seems to have changed, and feeling quite negative and despondent because nothing seems to have moved, whether you're single or whether you're just in an unhappy situation where nothing seems to be, there's no progress. Let's say you've been waiting for somebody, you feel like there's no progress. They're saying here that it's like it's not to be brought in. Basically, it's 2018. You need to go with the way the energy is flowing, which is much more sort of positive, because actually what you're thinking about highly gets created. So if you're thinking negatively and that nothing ever happens, then it will. But what my guides are strongly saying to you, Leos in particular, is that when you start thinking, no, confidently, positively, I'm loved, I'm going to be loved, I'm going to have this fabulous relationship, you know, you're not like you'll manifest it so much more better in this energy for various of astrological reasons, particularly in your sign. So they're asking you in the first week to do just that, to start to be grateful for things. in no matter what the state of your love life is, to think and be that way. I get here the first week, mainly a lot of you guys sort of contemplating that theme and thought in particular about how it is you can get your desires met in a relationship, or how you can meet somebody that meets your desires in a relationship. So there's a lot of proactivity, first in the mind, and then put into action. So the first couple of weeks are a bit like that. For those of you who are in this triangle situation, I think that plays out pretty much for the whole month. And that's sort of like a separate issue a little bit, because the way my guys are saying the way that you would need to deal with that is actually by being authentic. Again, not to slip into the negative of things, but also to take responsibility for any of your part in it. And the outcome will be very much based on what you think about. So for example, if you're like, oh well, they're probably going to go back with that person, then that will be what you manifest. If you're manifesting that you actually want that person to, let's say, finally do the right thing and leave that person because actually you feel like your connection is better with them, if you think more positive on it, then actually that's what will happen, basically. So there is this kind of creator thing going on here, and about you following your intuition too. Because if the biggest message and you can't seem to snap out of the negative, then it's probably likely that actually the negative is true. But by the by, I do get a lot of you, again, because of thinking and changing your thoughts in the first and second week, and then put it into action, and particularly in the second week. So again, if you're single and you're wanting to date, you're going to be put into action. You're going to be, putting yourself out there, going out more, dating sites, doing hobbies, whatever it is to meet that person, asking friends to hook you up, whatever it is, you're being very active about it in a very different way than before. Sees you with success rather quickly. Same goes if you're in a relationship and you're looking for the dynamics to be better. You're going to take responsibility for what you think and then how you're behaving in the relationship, and then put things into action to see that success of that coming through in your relationship. This also means, let's just say you have been waiting for somebody to come back. You're hoping to get back with the next, whatever this is. You feel like you want to do something about this. You feel like you want to tell them, contact them. Because basically from your point of view, it's almost a little bit like, I just need to know, because I want to not go through 2018 waiting anymore, basically. And so I need to know from the horse's mouth. So there is a lot of proactivity, but remember, be careful how you do it. If you do it with you expecting a negative outcome, then that's what you get. If you do it expecting a positive outcome, that's what you get. Manifesting is mighty strong again with you Leos in this beginning month. But I have to say, for most of you, it seems to work out rather well, because I get to hear wishes being granted, things coming true. I get lots of offers coming to people. So I get here surprise offers that are unexpected, commitment coming because of the way that you've changed your manifesting desires, how you've put it into actions. So again, if you're single, straight away you meet somebody who's like, yeah, great month then in January, because again, remember, people's psychology are in a much more better motivated place to want to build those commitments. So it's a great place to be. And so I just get here, like, I don't get a feeling in the third week or basically my guys are saying here that if you can trust to be optimistic, you will see by the third week that you've tested the theory quite well to your advantage, because you see yourself getting, you're loved up, basically. If you continue to be negative, then in the third week, I can tell you'll feel trapped and you won't know what to do. Now, I want to say that if you find it really difficult to be positive, what the universe will do, it's like putting a squeeze on you. It's like putting a squeeze on you, and the pressure will be put on, because actually what it's trying to do is to try to shunt you out of that negative cycle that's going on cognitively. And so in a way, the universe will put pressure on you or make things a little bit worse, so to deliberately kick you out of it. It's a bit like a universe giving you a slap around the face. Take it or not take it, but by God, the universe wants to see you happy, and so by hook or by crook, it's going to get you there. That's the thing that I'm getting here. Hence why my message feels a bit sort of strong in terms of what's your thoughts, you're manifesting, what you manifest in this month you create. Because I want the happiness for you. I don't want you to go through January thinking it sucks. Even with you guys that are having the triangle situation, you want it to be the outcome that's best for you. Okay, so as you get to the kind of last week, I do get here that now I'm not sure whether this is you being like this with somebody else, or whether this is somebody else being like this with you. It could play out because it's a general reading in either of the scenarios. But I feel here, if it's you, you feel like you really want to be truthful, direct, maybe to the point of being quite blunt and cutting with what it is that you are hoping to get out of the relationship that you seem to find yourself in January. So again, whether this is long-standing or just brand new in that month, you seem to be direct. Now, it is coming with a be careful, because there's nothing wrong with being direct, but if it's to the point of it being like, or else I'm going to leave, like an ultimatum type, then that's too far. So my guide's saying here, like, be assertive and clear, but not demanding, because it won't see you well. You may make things sort of backtrack a little bit, or cause unnecessary friction a little bit, because it's coming as inappropriate. This also could be that somebody else at the end of the month is being that direct with you, and you feeling like, you know, like you, whether you don't like it or not. But it feels to me either way, even though it feels quite harsh, the truth needed to come out again to help have clarity, or to bring up again dialogues to be able to clear the air a little bit. Also, this cutting conversation could also be coming from the whole triangle situation and the party that is most unhappy with the situation, and the judgments of others also on you, that you may be having these directed cutting words about you because of the dynamics of the situation. So there's a big thing about things being revealed in triangle situations, and you being at the center of it, and you feeling like, my goodness me, all eyes are on me, and perhaps a little bit of mud being thrown at me. The way to ride this through is to make sure you don't get sucked into the negative of it in the mindset. You need to self-care and also think in the positive, and all will not be as bad. That dirt can just brush off instead of being stuck there like plaster. So I super hope that's been helpful to give you some insight for how January starts in terms of your love life for 2018. But I think the overall theme that I'm getting here is that there's a real need for you guys to be optimistic and to set the right tone in this month, and to not go into this month with old baggage from last year, basically, and to go with this new flowing energy to your advantage. You know, flow down the river, don't go up against the current, and all will be well. So I super hope it's been helpful for you, gorgeous Leos. Always a pleasure, and take care. Bye.